All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this replay sent in from Cobra 5.0 using a cover my replay to focus it, to force it. Sounds good, Cobra, no problem. So this is Asymmetric Battles, and he's in a Hanover, which is, of course, a super ship. Now, one thing we discovered is that the credit cost of co-op is different than random. So I'm curious if the credit cost of asymmetric is different as well. Maybe we can figure that out. As a super ship, she's got a very good secondary suite. She's got a special funny button down here. You charge it up with getting enough hits, and then you activate it. And when you activate it, you have 50 seconds of basically intensified secondary batteries. They can fire at farther range, 12% farther, so that takes it out to about 14 kilometer, maybe a little change on there. And they reload much quicker too. So it's very important to time out when you're going to fire these off and when you're going to use this and not. Cobra, I'd love to know if this is Lutyens or any other captain like special, or if it's just a standard. And let's go ahead and take a look at the build viewer and see how Cobra has set up. It is Lutyens, okay? Has set up his ship. So he's got auxiliary mods, modification, secondary battery, damage control 2, concealment, and auxiliary mod for more secondaries. That makes perfect sense. The only consideration, if you really enjoy the Hanover and you play it a lot, is to put the hydroacoustic search modification upgrade on. Costs you some coal, but the nice thing about it is it increases your hydro action time by 20%. In asymmetric, this comes in handy because chances are you really only need to use it once. In asymmetric, same thing with co-op. For randoms, this could be a detriment because that means if it's active longer, it takes longer to get your second charge of hydroacoustic off. Other than that, this is a fine build for a Hanover. I don't see anything wrong with it. You agree, Puddin?
I very rarely use my hydro and asymmetrics. Like,
Okay.
it adds a curve first.
Okay. I mean, the way I see it is you got it. Why not? Especially if you know you're up against things that do have torpedoes. But fair enough. Lutyens. What are we looking at here? Emergency repair specialist. Grease the gears. Basics of survivability. Demo expert. Consumable specialist. Fire prevention. Preventative maintenance. Where's number 8? Oh. Gun feeder? Secondary aiming and long range. Cobra. What's going on here? This seems weird to me. It's a lot of 1-point skills. Far more than you probably want to be taking, frankly. Alright, let's go through and talk about the skills that you took and why maybe you don't want them. Gun feeder, frankly, especially in asymmetric, but in randoms too, you're probably shooting AP. Rarely are you going to shoot HE, and even more rare are you going to say, oh, let me quickly change from one shell type to a next. Not in this ship. Right? What's the reload time? 28 seconds? So you're telling me you want to get 40% faster switching time. Okay, so you reload in 12 seconds, 16, whatever the math checks out to. It's still a very long time against somebody that is out. You're better off clearing your guns with AP on a destroyer, and against a cruiser, if you've got HE loaded already prior, something's wrong. Like, honestly, you're probably almost always going to fire AP. Puddin', do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, let's drop that. Demolition expert. Sounds fun, sounds sexy. 1% extra fire chance. Honestly, it's not necessary. There's more important things that you can put your points into than the 1%. And of course, you can always go with the fire chance flags if you really need to add that 1%. So I'd probably drop demolition expert. Puddin'?
Why are we taking demo expert on a battleship? Like, that's what you should be asking yourself. And if your answer is, well, for my secondaries, my answer is, you can't control them. You have control over your main batteries. And
Yep.
Most battleships have plenty good fire chance.
Yep. Cthulhu brings up a good point. Okay, you get 15% extra explosion radius attacking submarines. If you're speccing this specifically for asymmetric, it's probably not important. If you're playing this in random battles, okay, I can kind of see the argument. But the problem to me, Cthulhu, is when I play my ship, I try to spec it for any possible, reality, but I think about the majority first. So demo might sound fun and might be sexy, but I would whip. I would hold off on this and make it one of my last skills. Okay, I wouldn't take this earlier. So I'm gonna drop that for a second.
The last ship you're ever going to use to hunt down a sub is a Hanover or a Kurfürst.
Yeah.
Literally anything German, like even Hindenburg, you're not going to. It's going to be the end of the game type like thing.
Yeah, I think you woke Big O up.
Well, I mean, just because Big O does it doesn't mean it's right for the average player either.
I mean, it's a skill, and Big O has learned that skill of dealing with subs. Big O, let me ask you a question, since you're here now. Do you feel like that extra 15% ammunition explosion radius means anything against subs?
Yes and no.
Okay. Floor is yours if you'd like to explain.
Yes, like if it's a ship with a fast rate of fire, yes. Low rate of fire, like a battleship, no.
I mean, I could see it on a Schlieffen because you have rapid fire secondaries. But why aren't you taking IFHE?
Well, for Schlieffen, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's exclusively Schlieffen.
Right. This ship doesn't need IFHE because all of the secondaries are 128s, which means they can pen the magic 32 millimeters of armor.
Right, they get it for free.
Right. So, Cobra, I'd say, at least right now, let's drop demo. And let's think about there's something else that we can do instead. Consumables a specialist. Now, this gets you a recharge on your spotting aircraft and your hydroacoustic search. I don't think it's that helpful. Right now, I'd like to drop it and see if there's room for it later. You agree, Puddin'?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I would say the same thing with emergency repair. 3% to consumable, to repair party and damage control party cooldown. 3% just isn't much. And that's a 1-point skill that could go elsewhere. So I would drop that too, and I would only take preventative maintenance to start. Second, and I have a feeling both of you guys agree, yeah? Cool.
Let's see. I don't go fire prevention. I go the concealment.
Well, we'll get there. I'm trying to look at the 2-point skill first, then we'll work our way down. So
definitely turret reverse. Like,
grease the gears is good.
Yes.
Especially if it's loot yens, that's almost like a no-brainer. Like, I definitely want to take that, right?
Concur, even if it's one of the weeb captains, it's turret reverse.
Right. It's helpful.
Can't turn your turrets, you're not shooting.
Right. Now, there's one very important skill that you have completely ignored that you haven't taken that I think is almost a must at the 3-pointer, and that's going to be Adrenaline Rush. Why wouldn't you? What? No?
No. But see, I go heavy into the tier 4s.
Okay.
Because I do take concealment, and I do believe I take the fire prevention. Like, if I'm going to be in close, I want that less fires. Most things are hitting the mid of my ship, which means it's one fire.
Okay. So that's fire prevention. I agree with on this. Basic survivability, I don't like. I mean, it's okay, but I would personally rather have Adrenaline Rush than basics between the two.
I mean, I might as well just go see exactly what my build is.
Secondary range and manual secondaries make perfect sense. So at this point, I would say you have a choice of another 4-point skill that you could take, or 3-point, 2-point, and extras. Concealment can work. I don't know that you need an extra heal. Furious could work. If you're on fire, you get 10% better reload for your main guns. Close quarters could work as well. If you're within targets with your secondaries, you get main battery reload time. Let me take a look at the build here. What do we have for the Hanover? Okay, they actually recommend not using, and I mean that's the tank. We want the secondary build. Oh, here we go, baby. So the secondary build, I disagree with this. I disagree with that 1 point there. Everything else, I kind of also disagree with this too, but okay. So what they recommend, and like I said, I would go preventative is just so much more helpful, especially because now the secondary battery and anti-air survivability is part of it. I think that's huge for secondary battleship.
See, my Hanover build is preventative, grease the gears, both secondaries, basics, concealment, and fire prevention.
Okay, so instead of adrenaline, you take basics. Okay.
Yeah.
For a little bit extra tanky.
Yeah.
Okay. I personally would go adrenaline, but I mean, honestly, it's whatever. I mean, either of these are going to be good for you. The thing about basics is if you're taking damage control 2 up here, you're already reducing flooding and fire. And this reducing it further, that 15% is not as impactful as the first 15%. Because it's 15% less and then another 15% less. It's not 30% less. It's 15 and then 15.
They should
Anyway.
do it. They should make it a cumulative. So, like, you actually have, like you say, it's more impactful than not. You know, like make the skills and module choices.
Right.
You know.
So, Cobra, think about this. What have we given up to get to this point? We gave up a skill that you're probably never going to use, changing guns. You give up something that will probably result in maybe 1 extra fire in the course of a battle. You got rid of a skill that means that you can't use your hydro as quickly as you maybe are used to, and maybe your plane too, for that matter. And you gave up a skill that you won't even notice in battle because 3% is so negligible. You aren't going to be like, oh, thank God I took emergency repair specialist so I can survive in this one battle that caused me to win victory. Chances of that are so small. Could happen. It's so small.
Also, too, if I may.
Go.
The last slot with the I get why you would equip that, but you're much better going off with the main battery reload.
I disagree with both.
Go range?
Oh wait, no. There's no accuracy?
No, that's third slot.
No, then I absolutely go secondaries. If you're putting the commander skills into it, go the modules. Hanover is a stupid 4x2, so accuracy is going to be very important for your main batteries.
I would say it depends on the ship. And the reason I say that is because Hanover, the gimmick is all about the secondaries. So to me, why wouldn't you buff the secondaries in the last slot? If this is a Tirpitz, I could, and well, Tirpitz doesn't get this, but you know, I could see the argument instead for main battery. But it's a good point, Big O. Like, your main battery is still your main source of damage, right?
I mean, unfortunately,
yeah, but how often in a Hanover are you going to get into secondary range? Now, if it's the Schlieffen line, that's one thing, but the main German line, that's really debatable.
I mean, in asymmetric, you're going to do it. In randoms, I understand. In co-op, you're going to get it.
Asymmetric, yes. Then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, if this is where he's playing it, like, you know, not in randoms, like mine is set up for clan battles, ironically enough, so it is reload.
Absolutely, clan battles is reload, yes.
Yeah, because you want to get to that funny button as fast as possible.
That's another good point. The quicker your guns reload, the quicker you charge up your funny button, the sooner you can use the additional secondaries. I didn't think about that, but that synergizes really well. So now that I'm thinking about that, I think secondary or main battery might be the better choice here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you know what? It's food for thought, and that's why I love being able to look at the commander builds when we look at replays. It gives you so much more things to think about.
I mean, if you think about it, the secondary module is minus the range is a free F button all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
And you are playing asymmetric to where you're not going to have a problem getting 2 or 3 F buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Ships aren't going to go dark. If they go dark, it's literally your positioning.
Specifically, asymmetric auxiliary mod makes sense. In randoms, I'd probably still stick with
No.
reload. In ranked, I would absolutely stick with reload. Co-op, Cthulhu brings up a good point. He wants the main battery reload, and I would listen to Cthulhu on this because he does a lot of co-op. And no, that's not any kind of negative comment on him or anything like that. He just plays a lot of co-op. Signal flags, you are not taking anti-det. You can detonate in asymmetric. It is embarrassing if you do so. But at the same time, I mean, who cares? These are expensive flags. So if you want to conserve flags, then conserve flags. Honestly, I would just run none if that's the case.
Well, the way you're probably going to get detonated in asymmetric running a Hanover,
Torpedoes.
realistically, it's going to be torpedoes.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not worried about the citadels because you know, yours don't exist and the bots are cheek shot you, really. So not running a dead flag, not
That's
the
fine.
worst thing in the world. And but I mean,
Well, you
like
got
say,
Hydro.
you're running an expensive ship to where if you can't get damage and you get detonated because of that one torpedo, you just lost a buttload of money. Right? Like, so if you're credit rich, unlike me, which is credit poor, run the death flag.
You credit poor, but really.
I'm not at 2 billion yet.
Okay.
I'm only at 1.6 billion.
Ship speed would be a good flag for you to take anyway. And then, like I said, you could always take these two flags to boost out your fire chance. You could also go for ramming. Let's get in the game before I start regretting choices.
Grunty, do you have anything to add to this? Because we need to make it longer.
Oh God, no Grunty, please. We love you, Grunty. He's not here, by the way. So asymmetric, it's you and 4 tier 10s.
Now, hold on. Don't go away right away. This is important for all you. Yeah, hold this here.
Holding.
You have literally now screwed over every single tier 10 ship in this game.
Why?
Look how many tier 9s there are.
So?
Tier 9s have the same utility as a tier 10. So they're not punching they're not punching that much lower to them. If you take a super ship into asymmetrics, you are now saying, hold my beer, guys, I will carry you.
Okay.
Right. So, as we have found out, you can't have a full team of super ships because that breaks something.
Yeah.
Right. But you got to remember, if you're going there solo, you are taking the mantle of, I will help and carry you guys, and I will be first place.
So I would say if you are in a division and your division mates are cool with it, what this does, though, is it triggers more higher XP ships or higher tier ships so you can get more XP. So if you're in a div of 5, it's not a bad thing to have 1 and the rest 10s, right?
Now, the other thing that I bring this up for is the Hanover does a fine job of this. Right? The Patre, any battleship does a fine job of this. Even a super carrier will probably be okay.
Okay.
But if you bring a super DD and you have literally screwed everybody over and your bread and butter is your torpedoes, and Autobots dodge very easily.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Ridiculously.
That's why I bring this up.
Okay. Click on the Andalusia. Even though he's outside of range, just click on him because he's going to get in... Okay, timeout. He's going to get in range anyways. Look, he's in range now. If you clicked on him immediately or right after you fired your guns, you'd already start building up your accuracy. The second thing I want to point out is this is way too early for your Hydro by about 30 seconds or so.
I say a full minute.
Well, that's why I said the or so part. But yeah, full minute. I mean, sure. SAT, I like that. Snipe from the back and complain about your team dying. There you go. And a big thanks for the follow, Impetuous Boy. Appreciate it. We do have a giveaway going. Make sure you type exclamation point ticket into chat to get into the giveaway.
Gotta remember this with the ship lineup. The only people that have torpedoes are cruisers, and well, if you can't recognize when a cruiser is turning to torp you, that's a skill issue that should be quickly rectified.
So I
Right.
use a panel that tells me if I hold the Alt key, it tells me the torpedo range of things. So the Andalusia that you are currently smashing, for example, has torpedo range of 8 kilometer. Oh my god, you are... Oh, okay, that's Blue Jens. Cool.
Swiss cheese.
Right?
That's why I love this Schlieffen.
So you don't really care about the Andalusia. He's not going to torpedo you. What about the Ignacio, or what is it? Is it that? Yeah, the Ignacio Allende, right? That's 8 kilometer torps. Okay, you are just now in his hydro range, or his torpedo range. Think about the time it takes for those torpedoes to reach you. And then, you know, divide that by 2, and then just pop your hydro. In other words, I wouldn't be popping my hydro for about another 15, 20 seconds. Meanwhile, your hydro is about to expire just when the torpedoes are going to show up.
Why are you not hitting the F key? It's ready. Use it.
Good point, good point. Your F key is charged. Use the F key. Use the F key, Luke. Use the F key.
Why are we reversing? There's plenty of EXP sitting in the middle of the map, too.
I'm okay with reversing right now because there's plenty of people for him to...
That's not what you say in Hanover. It's hold my beer.
Okay, fine.
I just drank the beer.
Well, hold
Jealous.
Are you sober
Okay.
today?
Yes. Now you used it. There you go. What?
Where's the rum? I was
Sure.
reaching for my rum. I gotta hold down your freaking slack.
it. What I would actually do is go bow into these guys and get both sides of my Nurembergs going.
Okay, so yeah, that's
while
true.
shooting something in the middle.
So here's the deal. Right now, I'm going to pause it. Right now, you have no torpedo threat. So I do agree with Puddin'. You can go straight at them. If you go straight at them, you will have secondaries firing on either side, and you will like look back and be like, "Oh, this is sexy." So just putting that out there.
More
And yes, and then you
importantly,
can shoot at things in the middle.
While you're doing this, you need to be typing in game chat in all caps. My ace on PR is going to take a tank.
Okay.
Repair. Why
there's the
are you
heal.
not repairing? There it is. That's what I meant to say, heal.
And I do have dirty water, by the way. I've got what is this again? Old-fashioned mix.
See, now
you know
can't
you're
he-
sitting broadside to a target, and that's who the bots are going to shoot at. Right? Like, the trick to this is, if you're trying to save a teammate, go broadside, because then the bots will shoot at you. If you're the one in danger, beg a teammate to go broadside a bit so they shoot at them.
Yes, beg the teammate. Please, would you go broadside? Please.
Well, I mean, I usually don't do asymmetric solo, and if I do, it's a Des Moines, and then I get yelled at for being an idiot, and then I'm first place for some reason.
Got it. It's a nice kill. I might have held that and let the secondaries do their thing.
I don't know. Your PR is more important. You cannot let this other guy get that kill.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. The Repub must die for this. Hydro again?
What do you
What are
mean?
you afraid
Like,
of?
if-
Nobody's torpedoing you.
There are no torpedo threats. The only
That's what I
torpedo
mean.
threat is a carrier.
That's what I
And
mean.
your
Like,
hydro is going to do nothing anyways.
you're down 3 ships? Well, of course. It's asymmetric. What did you expect? Go back to what Puddin said. You screwed over your teammates by bringing a super ship.
Yeah, like, you don't think this, but you're also talking ASIMs where not the best players are playing, and they can handle dealing with tier 8s, but once you throw them against tier 9s again, they're lost.
Well, the other part of it, too, is a lot of people will turn their brain off because they see bots and they think, okay, well, it's just a bot shootout. It's not that case.
I think the only time I turn my brain off for ASIMs is when I'm playing with Zelda,
That bad, huh?
but, like, me personally, if I'm going, like, my brain's not fully functioning for ASIMs when I go solo, but it's functioning enough to make sure I can live, and I'm literally only dealing with what's in front of me.
Okay. Put your plane up. You might be able to spot the Auckland. Never mind. He got spotted that way. He went that way. Also, click on the Lepanto. He's the closest to you, and at some point he will become he will get into secondary range. So click on the Lepanto so your secondaries start gluing into him
Immediately.
faster. Strongest link is a show-off. Being as strong as the weakest link, but one well and truly enough. What?
See, here's the other thing. Like on this particular map, if you notice, and I believe on most of them, the bots don't go heavy A. They go
No.
B, then they go heavy to C.
No. So what's fun is you get into A, and then you get shots into B while your secondaries shoot at things at A, and you laugh because they can't come after you. Like, you literally go up to that volcano and then just do the thing. Oh, look! It's just you now.
Like, as stupid as this may sound, being this passive, like, the bots can tick out on points. And I've
Funny button.
actually
Funny button.
seen it.
Funny button. Funny button. Funny button. What are you waiting for? Funny button. Why wouldn't you want extra zhuzh on this Lepanto? Funny button the hell out of this. Come on.
You need it, more importantly.
You're too busy arguing with chat. Look, they're dead. All they're gonna do is try to drag you down with them. Ignore them.
It's... bow tanking in asymmetrics is even worse than bow tanking in randoms.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, you're literally the only target. They're all going to come at you. So go at them.
I mean, honestly, this is fine. I think it's a good idea to continue to back up here, let your secondaries do the talking, get the kill in Lepanto, and you can isolate targets one at a time. Not a bad thing.
There's a carrier in this game.
Sure,
This
so
ship
what?
doesn't get up and go fast.
So what?
Even for a bot, this is an easy
So what?
drop.
I haven't found a bot worth its metal as a carrier yet in asymmetric. Let's put that
Right,
out there.
but you've also played with very, very competent teams, so where you're not the last individual.
But even if I am, I've played this game enough to where I am focused heavily by bots. By the bot carrier, I mean, and I'm not worried. Now, you use your last heal. I think you use it a little bit early, but you don't have Adrenaline Rush, so fine. If you had
so-
Adrenaline Rush, it would be better
Thank
to hold that heal.
God, you can't put this fire out.
Why?
Because he's going to switch to AP. Oh, look, there's the AP.
Right. Bots will change to AP if you are burning. Doesn't matter what angle you're showing. So you can abuse that by bowing into them, which you're doing right there. You okay, Scheist?
Yeah, I'm killing now.
Good. It is more critical than randoms. I agree with you. Now you've got somebody that's shooting AP at you from the side, and that's a battleship. It's probably the Lion. So I'm concerned about you turning to get your rear turret off on the target simply because of that. Oh, thank goodness you've got loot yens. Look at that. You got a passive heal. Let's go.
You better hope for 3 more spots.
Well, I don't know that he's going to get 3 more spots. Oh, look, a Cleveland. Control click. Control click. There you go. You gotta be faster about that. I see a ship, I control click it. Doesn't matter how far away it is, or if my secondaries are firing at it. You just gotta click on it. Nice hit. Keep going. F button. Funny button now. Funny button now. It's available. Intensify your secondary batteries. There you go. Enemy is not about to win. I understand the DCP there.
I would have left it,
Focus.
especially with bombers
Focus the
coming in.
lion. Focus the lion. Forget about the Cleveland. He's dead anyways. Control click the lion. Intensify sideways power. Exactly. Hey, Sadie Slav. Do I have any advice for this upcoming clan battle season?
Don't play.
I wasn't going to be that toxic. But
How
honestly,
is that being toxic? It's gonna be ugly.
Why do you think it's going to be ugly?
Because you're getting all those stupid consumables.
Yeah, well, Wargaming wants to test it. And what happened to your shells? They just disappeared. All right, Carrier versus Lion. He's going to come up completely sided to you, so you've got to be thinking about that. Move forward here. Aim too low. It did bounce, that's true. I wouldn't keep backing up, but okay. You're not going to win this game by capping. In case you didn't know.
That got thrown out the window the minute you hit battle button.
In asymmetric.
Like, the only ones I've ever seen win by a cap is standard battle, and it's when the enemy's carrier is left alive somewhere.
Oh, look, you got decapped again. Now, this is nice. The carrier is going to be attacking you from the south, so he's got to go over this island to drop you. Not a bad thing, necessarily. Don't worry about the carrier. Worry about the lion. Fortunately for you, the lion only has the rear turret that can shoot at you. And does not do enough. Oh my god, the carrier's in the A-cap? Oh. Turn around! Turn around! Road Fox, thank you. Quick, go spot some, like, 3 more ships. You need the heal. You're, by the way, you're, like, gonna live because of Lu Yenz's heal. Putting that out there. Don't worry about the carrier. Don't worry about the carrier. Worry about the lion. The lion is what can kill you right now. Carrier's your food.
Oh my god, look at the points.
936. Don't worry, don't worry. You can get a good hit on the lion and kill him right here. Why didn't you kill him? F button, F button. There you go. You hit it right away. Good, 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 good. Now you're gonna turn hard after the. You can turn hard after the Pobeda right now. That's probably what I would do.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. Turn hard. Shoot the Pobeda with your primaries, and keep secondarying the lion. You got this. You got this. You got this. Trust. There you go. Now you'll be secondarying both sides, which is a wet dream for any secondary battleship player. And shots on the Pobeda, you better hope for a full kill right here, because it's 988. Oh, you got the full kill. Let's go. Valid Joker, what's up?
Gonna burn out?
I mean, probably. Be careful not to overturn here in case he fires AP at you. And you win. Jesus. Miracle shot indeed, Cthulhu. Wow. What the hell did we just watch, guys? 500,000 damage.
I would say that's probably why he linked it.
Well, I would thank your team for just completely folding at sea.
Yeah.
Where's Panzerknacker when you need him?
OMGs. Strong in this one. The Force decided to become after all. Hopefully we gave you some feedback.
884 secondary hits?
No.
No. That's really sucks that you're in that game mode and you didn't get half your medals.
Whatever. I don't care about that.
How much
I
money did he make?
I don't even care about that. I care about, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, oh no, I get it.
It's ASIMs.
You brought a super ship. You're screwing over your teammates. 500,000 damage later. Hold my beer, dickhead.
That's literally what I said. If you're bringing a super ship, that is what you are saying. Hold my beer, I got you.
I'm with you, bro. 500,000 reasons to shut your face.
884 hits. 3,286 secondaries fired.
He still doesn't mean he screwed over all his teammates.
Well, I mean, they died early. It's not really his fault. They
like
failed
Atlas.
They failed to succeed.
On his shoulders, right? Seriously.
Like I've seen it too many times. These guys, like, I've watched 2 Georges die to 1 DD, and it's a bot DD. Like, what? Like how?
You
Should
absolutely
have zagged.
are expected to carry if you bring a super ship, and Cobra
Yeah.
carried. All right, let's take a look at your credits. You actually made credits this game.
Oh, I was just curious how much was spent. Like if it's the exact same for other stuff,
And
like for randoms, really.
I can't remember. Is 360,000 the correct same amount as in randoms or co-op? I don't know.
Maybe co-op. I don't know. But I mean, it's a good thing to see and know. Like, you know, like the only time I've played a super ship for asymmetric is when I'm in a full div, and it's just for the lulls and like even more turn the brain off because it's usually going to be a Hanover.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, when I go solo, it's usually Kurfürst and Des Moines. Those are the two ships I take. Des Moines because I know I'm gonna get stuck in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is gonna help me play some of the islands a little bit better, so I get better at that for clan battles, knowing how close I can get to certain islands.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Kurfürst is just because I'm bored or pissed off at the game.
Sure. So let's watch the replay render here. So remember, you know, we kind of identified a few kinks in the build as well that Cobra used, and I think it's worth noting that Captain build doesn't give you victory immediately or efficiency immediately. It comes down to a lot of other factors in the game. And boy, did this
Fires
stars
take
align
it.
for you. My goodness. What are we going to title this replay if it goes to YouTube, guys? I mean, I can easily
Holy
do the fight.
shit.
I
Hold
can
my
easily...
beer. Like,
Wait, are you trying to make YouTube clips? Because I'll stop.
Yes.
My bad. Beep, 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 beep.
Hold my
burning
beer.
Christ.
I didn't know.
I know it could be stars aligned, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like here's the sad fact. Most people are gonna go, oh, it's asymmetrics, you know, blah 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 blah, asymmetrics. But how many 500k damage games do you see in asymmetrics? Like it,
Very rare.
that's yeah, and same thing could be said for operations when you're hitting like 400k
Sure.
damage. Like, oh wow, so what? You still did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like everyone makes fun out of me now for having 10 kills in a Black Swan. Right? But I still did it.
Yep. Yep.
Sadly, that one does count, though. So I'm going to be making fun of that for the rest of my life.
Good. Because that's going to matter so much.
Yes, I'm never going to get another date at the bar again because my PR took a tank.
Hmm.
Like, what? Like, what really happened at sea? I mean, the Napoli went over there, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, people turned off their brain because co-op. And then they all died, and then they're pointing their finger at Cobra because he's the only one left. So, whatever. I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't take a Republique and shove with a Republique. Republique is a far back sniping battleship.
What I actually do on this map, if I spawn where he did, is I bring my ship down. I wish I could ping, but to the E3 island, that little gap where you see most
Yes.
EDs.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
bring it down to there because my secondaries and main batteries,
Right.
like I don't bring it all the way into it, are still
Right.
able to deal with A, but I'm
Yes.
also looking at B
Yes.
because everything at B is going to be broadside.
That's right. And that's what I did in
And-
my Wisconsin game. So I did in many of the other games on this map. Hands
Like-
down, Hanover.
I don't know whose replay is it. Like, did he suggest a title?
Cobras. It's Cobras.
Like, Puddin's an idiot. Shut up.